How's it going, everybody? My name is Maaz from TheAMaazing, and welcome to the Voice Chat Podcast, episode 19. I went out of order there. I'm going to introduce myself now. But my name is Maaz from TheAMaazing.
Hi, I'm Laddi, and welcome to the Voice Chat Podcast, episode 19.
I'm Invader, and welcome.
I hate you guys so much.
And we got
have
some
our
special
lovely
guests.
guests.
Hi, I'm Alyssa from Illymation. I'm eating ice cream, and welcome to the Voice Chat Podcast number 19.
Oh, I hate it.
Hello, my name is Pat Graziosi. I'm from the YouTube channel LifeNoggin, and I've never been on a radio show before, but I'm really excited for this one.
Whoa.
This is my radio show.
Boy, are we going to disappoint you, like my parents. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to thank everybody who supported the podcast on Patreon, especially Hikaru and Storyteller. Y'all are extra fans. But thanks to everybody on the screen right now. Secondarily,
Wow, they're so nice. Wow.
yeah, they're so nice. I love them. And secondarily, I'd like to thank everybody who made fan art of us, which should also be showing on screen now. And if you want to send fan art, just email us directly or tweet it to us, and we'll add it on in the next episode.
Oh,
Okay.
And thank you to
That's
our
You can find our
sponsor.
podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud, etc. Okay.
Thank you to our
Hi,
sponsor,
guys.
audible.com.
I have a bone to pick.
Hello.
All
All right, fucking Pat. All right, Pat, listen.
Wait, were you holding on to this the entire
Pat,
time?
pizza. We're going to talk about pizza, all right?
Dude,
bone
like,
to pick.
before the podcast, y'all, it was like, okay, hi, Pat, how's it going? And Pat's like, yeah, hi, Rush. And soon as it started, yo, Pat, I got beef. I got beef.
Talk about pizza?
Oh my God!
All right,
All right.
Pete.
Wait,
I
what
don't-
happened? What's with
listen,
pizza?
I don't want the people to see my true nature, which is a pizza snob. I don't want anyone to.
Listen, New York pizza's not that great. I tried it. I went there. No sauce. There's no sauce on that
Rush.
gosh darn pizza.
You're
I don't
Rush.
like
You're
how thin it
so
is. It
wrong.
tastes like I'm eating a puzzle.
Oh my God!
All right, Pat, tell me.
Is that where my puzzle piece went?
I didn't know that I was about to get bullied. I walked in here thinking we were just gonna hang out, have a good time, and now I feel attacked.
Wait,
No,
okay,
that was the
I've
plan.
never
We
been
all
to
were
New
like,
York, but
I'm in on
is
it.
New York pizza without actual sauce? Is that a thing?
No,
It's
no,
like
there's
very
sauce on it. There is sauce on it. There's the perfect amount of sauce. There's the perfect amount of cheese.
Zero.
It's
No
greasy. It's gross, and it's in the best way possible.
He confirms it's awful.
He said it's
Yeah, it's not gourmet. It's not gourmet. Listen, you are from North Carolina, Hunty.
I sure am,
Okay. There is the closest thing that you have to
We got
pizza is
squirrel.
Domino's.
We got squirrels. What the fuck we got?
You eat roadkill, and you eat roadkill, and your main export is racism. Okay, I don't want to
No,
hear
actually,
anything.
it's tobacco, but thank you.
Tobacco, dude, no.
No, I'm serious. Like we're known
I
for
know.
tobacco.
Oh.
No, just a quick note. There was a high school teacher. I didn't have her, but I heard rumors that she, for fun, would sit on her porch with a shotgun, and when a squirrel would come onto her lawn, she would just shoot him. Like
I do that.
Fun.
I do that with people vaping on my lawn.
on your Los Angeles lawn. You just shoot him out
Yeah,
the
like a
window.
small square.
Straight.
I
from
just
my
do that when I'm
apartment.
walking around with my shotgun, just shoot at people,
my
walking
God.
by. Yeah, I'm a murderer. I'd like to announce everybody that I'm a serial killer on the podcast.
Oh, good.
Dude, don't kill cereal.
I don't really hurt anyone. I just make a gunshot sound, and then when they drop their jewel pod, I run up, take it, and then sell it on eBay for twice the price.
But what if they have AirPods in, though? They can't hear you if they have AirPods in, bro.
Okay, Australia doesn't really have this issue, but is juuling like an actual problem?
It's an
And
epidemic.
vaping?
Dude,
Like,
yeah.
The Joel
I
is
think,
more
I think
nicotine,
honestly the
vape,
medical
not much.
world has to, like, there's all these papers coming out like teenagers and children having addicted to nicotine and how that it will impact their life. There's like studies done on it now. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, Joel is like nicotine, like stronger, but vaping's not as strong. No. It's like there's two
Right, but
differences.
it's still bad, right?
Yeah, of course. Everything's bad if you do it long enough.
Do people vape in Australia, or does the cloud just go like does it? I don't know. You guys are upside down.
Oh my god, shut the hell up, Alyssa. Alright.
Comes fog.
I'm wading through a wave of smoke right now. Like, please stop. Like, get away from me. There is like a vaping thing in the big cities, like Melbourne. Like, I know Melbourne's got their own vape store, but not many people vape in schools. I think they've banned it, so...
Yeah, okay, if you guys, first of all, everyone put down their freaking Juul pods for a second, okay? Eat paint chips like the rest of us, okay? Like a freaking adult. Peel paint off
like,
the
you
wall.
remember those glue sticks and we used to, like, eat them and snort,
munch on
like,
those.
Nope.
glue?
Like
I
frogs.
did not do that.
Yeah, no, Laddi, you come on. And, like, and there was nail polish, and you used to like sniff them as well, and spray paint.
Oh, okay.
and-
Yeah, that's more valid. And then I'd eat the spray paint.
It's like that crazy cheese, but it's spray paint. It's straight into the mouth.
Yeah.
just straight into the mouth.
Go behind
That's my
the
favorite
7-Eleven. Go behind the 7-Eleven. Shoot silly string into your mouth. Okay, like an adult.
Low key, when I used to work at McDonald's.
McDonald's.
People used to go around the back, and they used to like spray paint and get high. And I'm like, dude, we're at work right now. What are you doing? And like they'd be like, no, what do you mean? And they'd have like little speckles of paint on their face. I'm like, dude, we know what you did. There's paint on your face.
Wow.
And I'd be like, dude, give me some, you know? The thing is, like, I love the idea of people getting high during work. Like, it's just so inappropriate. But, like, it's just, like, I wish, okay, how do I even phrase this? I wish I could see it, like, in practice as me going into somebody else's place of work. Like, if I go to a dentist, I want to see somebody getting high, but not to me as the patient. You know what I mean? Like, not to me as the customer. I just want to see somebody get high at work.
Okay, so you want to walk into a dentist's office.
Yeah.
You want the dentist to rip a fat vape, right, or whatever.
Yep.
You say, right?
Absolutely.
You want you want your dentist to vape and then operate on you? Are you freaking
Operate on
kidding
somebody
me?
else. I just want to see them
gosh.
get high. I'm so unethical. Okay, it's so. I'm so unethical, but look.
That's against the Hippocratic oath that you took. Dude.
Dude, Hippocratic Oath is for me. I'm not doing anything bad. I just want to see it.
I want to see it happen to you now.
Yo, dude,
The
if you're a
thing is, the
dentist,
entire
if you're a
medical
dentist, you
training.
have to tell me.
Well, the thing is, Pat, like, the entire medical training is kind of against the Hippocratic Oath, right? Like literally, I was in hospital working around, and one of the doctors comes up like, dude, Maaz, this person's having a heart attack. You want to watch? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I'm just sitting there watching them manage a heart attack, and I was like, man, this is like kind of messed up. That I'm excited for this, but it's like that's the only way I'll learn, you know.
It's not
Stage
kinda.
3, so rare.
You gotta learn by doing. So, like, when are you gonna have a heart attack, Maaz?
I know, right? Well, listen, let me eat some Reese's peanut butter cups right now, okay? That's what I call a callback, all right? Also, Laddi, speaking about working, I didn't realize this, but you're door dashing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why the hesitation? You're right there.
Well, because YouTube, I mean, I haven't uploaded, so I don't got a lot of money, and VidCon is in like a month, so I'm like, I need extra money, so I'm doing DoorDash. But I had a bad experience yesterday, so it's not like, oh no, but
Wait, DoorDashing is Uber Eats, right? Like, that's correct?
yeah, that's what it is, pretty much. It's just more ghetto because it's in smaller towns. But anyway, so I had like, I think 2 orders during dinner yesterday, like back to back, and the first one went really well, and then immediately after I finished that one, I got an order to go to Wendy's, so I was like, oh, easy. So I go to Wendy's, everything's going all right, they got 2 drinks and like some food, and I'm like, easy. And then, so I get back into my car and I start heading over to their place, and like, everything's going fine. I get worried because my cup holders aren't the greatest. So, like, a big fear of mine is, like, spilling a drink on the way. But, so, like, I'm driving over there and, like, I nail it every turn slowly. So, like, the drinks don't spill over or anything. And then I see their house. So I'm like, oh, there it is. And then I make my final turn, and one of their drinks just spills all over my car.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, I felt so bad. And so I mean, no. I felt bad. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I spilled the drink. And she's like, oh, it's okay. And I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. I can go back and get you one. And she's like, no, it's fine. And I'm like, okay. And I went back in my car, and I said have a good night. But they're not gonna have a good night. I ruined their drink. So
You ruined their night, Laddi.
I ruined their night. And so
Did they mark you down?
No, not yet. Anyway, I don't know when DoorDash updates their ratings, but I've had a 5-star rating for the past week.
Damn.
And if it goes down, I'm gonna be kind of sad. But like, also that's totally valid. But also, I goofed.
Listen, Laddi, I love your little Uber Eats thing going on. But I also spilled something out from my car too the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to McDonald's, and I don't have great cup holders either, Laddi, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going home. I'm taking Tyson with me. All right, he's a cute little fuzzy chicken boy, right? And we're just driving up to the apartments, just hanging out, and then I spill something. I spill my dog out the window. He goes flying. Middle of the apartments, going like 5 miles an hour. He just goes yeet out the window. I'm like, Tyson, and he fucking.
Wait, Tyson went flying?
Yeah, it was funny. He yeeted out the window. It was hilarious.
If only that was floof, you know what I mean?
No, not Blue.
Wait, you're
I wish
okay
it was
with
Oliver.
this?
other dog.
Like first, this is not the first time you've thrown your dog as well. That's
I
the
did
worst
not
thing.
throw my dog out windows. What do you mean?
Rush, guys, Rush throws dogs. All right.
Okay,
He's
listen,
always
listen.
throwing his dog. I feel so bad. I called PETA, but
All right.
This episode of the Voice Chat Podcast is brought to you by Throwing Dogs. Go to throwingdogs.com/voice chat to get 10% off your next whatever dog throw. Who cares?
Listen, Pat.
10%
It was
off
hilarious.
your next dog.
It was hilarious. He was flopping around. He was doing a couple barrel rolls. Hilarious.
Rush,
I
no.
had to stop my car middle of the street on the apartments. I'm in the middle of the apartments. And our owners on the apartments must have thought I was like a crazy person throwing my dog out the window. So I lifted him up. He's like running around all happy. Like he's like, oh, I fell through the window. I was like, thank God you didn't break it, you stupid. And I picked him up like Simba, like Lion King off of Simba, and I held him up in the air to make sure the apartment go-getters knew that he was okay. And I shook him like a crazy motherfucker. I was like, you're stupid. And then I put him back in my car. It was all right.
Is this the dog story you mentioned earlier today? You were like, Maaz, I got this story for you.
This is the story of my dog.
You threw your dog? That's
No, I didn't throw. He jumped out the window. I'm not
No,
that.
damn, Rush.
Jumped out of my arms as I thrust him out of my general direction.
He burst forth with the
like
force
Laddie's-
that I was exhibiting from my own arms.
Like Laddi's story, I accidentally spilled something. It was my dog.
Dang. I can't
Go
say I've
ahead.
done that.
No,
Yet.
I've never done that. You should tell Markiplier that. So next time when you work with him, he can be like, dude, what the heck, you threw a dog?
Yeah, man, he's gonna love it.
Hey, how's that going, by the way? You still working with Marky
It's
Boy?
done. It's basically done. It's done. It's over. I'm done with
Wait,
it.
he actually gave you the lines?
No. What do you mean?
Dude!
What do you mean? The Markiplier animation of the collab. Which one do you want?
Both, dude.
Oh yeah. Well, I want to ask him after I show him the final product. I'm like, hey, can you wait a month after you give him those lines? He's like, okay. I'm like, okay.
Raj, this has been going on for 2 years now, man.
It's been going for 1 whole year. Don't lie to me.
Come on. Shake my head, man.
Could I make a request?
What's
Yes.
up, Pat?
Can we talk about what I think everyone really here wants to talk about? Banjo
What's
and
up, Pat?
Kazooie can get it, right? Like we're all in agreement. Like Banjo
I love
and
That
Kazooie.
Banjo
Dude.
can
I love
play my
Kazooie.
Kazooie any day. Shit.
Hell yeah! Let's go. Let's talk about.
I
what
was
the
watching
people
the
want.
Smash reveal, and I was just, admission, I've never played Smash in my life. I've never played Banjo-Kazooie in my life. I've never played Zelda, and I played Ninja Crossing, whatever. Alright, Animal Crossing.
That was it.
But I must admit, the way that they showed it and the way he was hyped up in the trailer, That was pretty
Dude,
cool,
they,
right?
they
Is he year
timed
before?
everything perfectly.
Yeah, and like the banjo, like ba-da-ding. I was like, all right, that's pretty
that
cool.
was so cool. Yeah,
And I recognized
same.
the jiggy immediately. I was like, yeah, that's Banjo-Kazooie. I know it. That's it. You know.
I like the callback.
sounds
they
like
did
you're
with the
saying-
same.
What does it sound like I'm saying, Pat?
It sounds like you're saying Badger and Kazooie, and it's like a
Badger and
knockoff.
Kazooie.
It's like your dad went to the, your dad
that
went
sounds
to the
exactly
city.
like mine.
Uh-huh. My dad went to the city, got a badger, and Kazooie.
Hey, I know you love this game so much, so I went to the city and I got it for you, and it's just a box that says Badger and Kazooie on it.
I got
Just
you.
like
Real
that.
life Badger.
Oh, an avocado. Thank you.
Dude.
A banjo. Thanks. I'm gonna put it on the Barbie, but it's gonna fall off because we're upside down. Sorry.
Whoa, when
Dude.
was there 2 Mazes in the chat?
It's the amazing. I killed a duck with my bare hands.
Can I give a unpopular opinion, maybe? You know, maybe
Yeah.
a spicy opinion about the Nintendo Direct.
Uh-oh.
A lot of good stuff. Breath of the Wild, great. Animal Crossing, everyone freaked out. Smash, whatever. Pokemon Sword and Shield kind of looks like shit.
All right.
That's your opinion.
Yeah.
No, it's like I'm not sure if you guys noticed it, but there was a lot of like frame issues and like textures popping in late, and the graphics is meant to. This is meant to be like a fully 3D open world, similar to similar to Breath of the Wild, but in like a Pokemon setting.
No,
but the
not
graphics
really.
are kind of bad.
No, no, you're wrong. It's
What?
you're wrong. And it's just
when I
and
say it's bad, I know it's stylized. I'm not saying the style is bad, but there are moments in which when they were walking across the lake just looked black, and then it turns out it was just the light shining on it in a certain way, and I was like, dude, that looks not good. This doesn't look appealing. What is that? I
well,
don't
it's,
know.
what it is you're wrong, but- and that's fine. You're allowed to be ridiculously wrong sometimes
Wow.
in your life.
Wow.
Just don't do it 3 times in a row. But see, Short and Shield are going to probably be the best Pokemon games ever made.
That's not true.
And just don't disagree with me because I'm so hyped for this. And I
His
need
dad
you to not
works at
ruin my
Nintendo,
hype.
guys.
Dude, I love Pokemon. I still play Pokemon Go. I love Pokemon with all my heart. I'm also praying for them to make a goddamn Diamond and Pearl remake, because that's the best region, hands down.
All right, I agree with that. You're not wrong.
Yeah, and it's just like, so that's why when I say it, I a little part of me is dying because I hate that I am saying this. Maybe because I've become a snob about video games. Maybe, who knows?
You
But-
you listed like 12 video games that you have not played before this.
That is true. And the thing is, I actually like to play like very obscure indie games. Like I played this game called Baba Is You recently.
What?
It's like this game,
Yes.
Alyssa. It's It's great.
I know.
Bob.
A friend of mine got it, and we just sit on the couch because it takes a village. It takes
Yeah.
a village sometimes, but.
Yep, some of those levels I was doing it with J, PJ.
Oh my
I was doing
God.
it with Turtle Amigo. We were like sitting there watching, like, what the heck is this level? It's a very simple game with programming
Simple,
as
yeah.
the main way you beat levels, and it's so good, dude. It's really, really good.
You could be like,
I'm-
Baba is carrots, and then just pop, you'll turn into a carrot. It's great.
Yeah, and then every single carrot in the level is now a Baba. You know,
Oh,
it's
so
it's really great.
You just move like
Another game that I've been really into recently that I've played for like 5 hours yesterday and I didn't even realize is a game called Outer Wilds. It's not on Steam. It's on Epic Games Store for $15, but it is like mesmerizing. Like I don't want to ruin the entire premise of the thing, but it's a very interesting mechanic with what they do with death and what they do with progression. And it's like a mystery where you unlock this entire hidden universe in the background. And I love that. I love mystery games, dude, so much. and then you come up with Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I'm like, bruh, what is
Hell
this? To be fair, some of the Pokemon, they look pretty good. You know?
But what about
They
Master
look pretty
Chief?
good. Dude, I was so hyped at that trailer, at that goddamn reveal. Like, when he's like, we gotta run, Master Chief. It's like, no, we have to fight. And I was like, oh. And the drums kick in, like, no. No. You know, I was like, well, you know what? You can take my money right now.
Can't get any
Right
more
now.
wrecked.
I just hope it's not as bad as number 5.
Mumble?
Mobile. Yeah, I don't know. And like the thing is, Pat, like you're saying, it's really funny that I haven't played a lot of the Nintendo games because I grew up in Japan. Like that's where I grew up, and I hadn't played any of the Nintendo games, so that's a bit bizarre.
Yeah, you're like quirky and weird, dude. You're
I
like-
know, guys. I'm not like other boys, okay?
You're not like those other gamers.
Yeah,
You
okay.
play
I'm an epic.
Halo.
I play indie games and Halo, okay? Come on. And Overwatch. I'm so unique. No, I had the only console I had for a long time was a Nintendo DS, and I'm not sure if you guys know what an R4 card is or anything like that. Those flash cards. But you attach it to a Nintendo DS, and you can basically download any DS game ever, right?
Oh,
So,
like a Game Shark.
Yeah, like a Game Shark, exactly. And so I downloaded like hundreds of Nintendo DS games, like Mario Kart was obviously classic, Mario Party. I played a Ghost Trick, Rhythm Heaven, like all these like obscure ass Phoenix Wright, obviously, because I love Phoenix Wright. Holy moly!
I wanted you to just name one that like didn't exist or one that you thought you played, like a Fever Dream, like Big Munches,
There's
Super
a game
Crunch.
in which
It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell is that?
I was playing a game where we were all just Reese's Pieces together, you know?
You're
Just
just
running
trying
around
to,
the
you're
level.
just trying to make me angry. This
Yeah,
this
just
Do you not
Throwing
like
dogs,
Reese's
eating-
Pieces?
Yeah, hating New York pizza, you know? Like, it's great.
He's crying. Don't make him cry.
It's alright. We can just title this, we make LifeNoggin rage quit, you know? Like,
yeah, yeah. Blocko about to turn green.
about to turn green.
Fuck.
Game.
Dude, okay, can I actually ask Pat about, like, LifeNoggin? Is that alright?
Ask me about whatever you want.
Yeah. I am curious, right? So, Pat and I, for the audience who don't know, we met at VidCon US, right?
It's hot.
Had a good old time last year, whatever. I didn't hate on New York pizza, so we were on good terms.
Yeah.
Simpler times.
But how did you actually find this entire community? You know, like you're so integrated now, and like I can't imagine not having you in it. But
Aw.
in like once again, how did you
You
get
just
in?
showed up. It's like, whoa, where's he?
Who the
Whoa, that's
fuck
that
let
guy.
you in here?
Pretty much.
I think I remember we had that one huge party, and I think Illy introduced Pat and his.
Are you sure? I thought it was James who introduced.
No,
Oh,
no,
Was it
no,
Illy?
Illy introduced
Me.
them to me.
no.
Yeah.
Illy-
Friends like for a while.
Yeah,
Just
So
not
I
and then. Yeah, and then she was like, "Hey, this is Laddi. She's easy to talk to. You can talk to her." And I was like,
Yeah, I would not be a part of the community if it wasn't for Illy. Honestly, I do owe a lot to Illy because we're about to get real. No, I started LifeNoggin in 2014, I forget. No, I started the channel.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure our first one was 2014. Anyway, we didn't think of ourselves as an animation channel until like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And we just kind of disregarded the fact that it was animation. It was a part of it, but we didn't really like dive into it until a couple of years ago. And when I talked with Illy, I was really excited because like there's this whole group of people that I don't know. I was like very, very thankful to like be brought into the community because I was like, oh, who are some cool people that I want to meet or that I should meet, right? And Ellie's like, this person. And I remember being at that party and looking around and seeing all these people that are, one, way more talented than I will ever be, and two, so freaking nice and welcoming.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like they didn't ask me how many subscribers I had. They didn't ask me like what my plans were for my channel. They didn't care. They did not care at all. They just wanted to know like who I wanted for Super Smash Brothers. Like that was it. And I think that's beautiful.
I really like that about the animation community because, like, samesies from last year. It was like everyone just kind of knows of each other's usernames, and then when you're all in a room, it's like, well, we got to talk about more than just freaking YouTube. Talk about Smash and like making spaghetti and
I agree. I had a absolute blast last year, and obviously chatting with you, Pat. Like you're really easy to talk to, especially you and your partner. You know,
my fiance Sam.
Oh.
Okay, good. I didn't know. Okay, sure. All right, sure. So,
she is
you and
great.
Sam were like really, really kind and awesome to talk to, and so I had a great time last year. I think it's really interesting because the number one barrier when you meet people in real life, and some people, and I don't want to name and shame, can't move past it, is obviously they have a channel, right? But they've got, it's like a tip of the iceberg situation where you meet their channel, it's like, wow, they do this. But then what makes them as a person, right? Like what's their entire intention, what's their motivation, etc., right? That's the fun stuff. That's the stuff that I think that's what I love in finding out, you know what I mean? Like even if I dislike, like even if I hate a channel, you know, which I rarely do, I still want to know the person because it's like this person might be really interesting, you know?
Yeah, I think it's funny that I ended up, because I'm not a story time like animation channel, and that's perfectly fine. But I was definitely like grouped in with a lot of storytime animators, like with Rewind. Haha.
Oh yeah.
With Rewind time.
Hey guys, let's do the In My Feelings challenge. Do you like my James impression?
That was great. I was like, James, is that you?
Sorry.
Fortnite. I was kind of like grouped in. I remember looking at Twitter and then the YouTube comments, and everyone's like, who the hell is the white Minecraft character? It is 100% fine. I like, as far as the group goes, I'm not a storytime animator. Not a lot of people know the channel like for animation or in the animation community. So I was just happy to be a part of it. Like it was very nice. It was really, really nice. I was very, very lucky to like be in such good company. But I do think it's really interesting that the animation community has grown beyond story time. And it's awesome that there are so many channels popping up now that are using animation to teach people, or using animation to go over not just stories, but like, I don't know, like teaching you how to fix a car, or like going over superheroes versus real life. It's like there's more to it than just talking about, you know, the time your crush texted you.
Yeah.
I like that because it's starting to like. Sorry.
Break out. No, I agree, 100%.
It's starting to, and like the whole thing of like with animation is that I feel like animators or anyone in that kind of industry is always saying like it's not its own genre. Just because it's animated doesn't mean it can't be scary. It can't, you know, have an actual genre. People assume animation equals a genre when really it's just a medium. It's no different than choosing to use a camera instead of an animation program. It's just the production. And so I'm glad it's starting to branch out into, educational stuff, like with you guys, and like the Intro Graphics channel, and lots of others. And then I know some like more like vloggers and more mainstream people. I know Katie Morton hired Jordan, the Pivots XXC, like she hired Jordan to do some animated bits to help explain things. Instead of Michael Reeves, he hired someone to animate some stuff.
Noah. She hired Noah.
Noah!
Yeah.
Oh my god, wait, Noah! Great!
Yeah.
You didn't know?
I didn't know
William
it was Noah.
Osmond and Michael Reeves hired Noah.
I didn't know it was Noah. Oh my god, that's amazing. See, that's great. Like, small world. Like,
This community's so small.
It's just branching out. It feels like we're living in a small town. And everyone's like, oh, Noah, I'm so glad you did that. I knew you the first time I saw you were knee-high to a grasshopper, but oh my god.
Wow, Alyssa, you're inner southern.
Knee-high to a grasshopper.
Are you gonna sell tobacco now, Alyssa? What's happening?
No, I'm just gonna
Well,
roll up
smoke
with
my
that
jewel
spirit.
pod and butter my biscuit.
Well, slap my tongue, call me Sally, bitch.
Yes, just like mixed in.
I love it. You get like sentimental, and then it's like slap my butt.
Slide it now.
But yeah, it's just like, I love how it's branching out. It's nice.
Yeah.
One of my favorite uses, like, well, actually, first of all, because I don't wanna toot your horn too much, Pat, but
Please
Toot
don't.
we keep tooting, but like you were a pioneer in using animation with regards to other mediums or other genres, perhaps. So education/animation, and I guess I'm wondering, like, what gave you the idea /foresight to do that in 2013? That's like,
So
that is crazy early.
So I had the idea for LifeNoggin in 2013, and then waited on it for a year because I was afraid that no one was gonna like it, which is to this day one of my like biggest regrets because that was at the time when all of the education channels were like starting and blowing up at like the same time. And I was like, well, this is probably a little too simplistic for people. So I just didn't do it. It was actually, LifeNoggin was going to start as a philosophy and psychology. Yeah, it was sociology and psychology channel. It was going to start just be those two things. That's why it's called LifeNoggin. And I don't think I've ever talked about this before. So this is exclusive. And I didn't think that it was that good, so I just waited for an entire year, and then the next year I was like, frick it, got my best friend Ian Doki to help me out and co-run the channel. Shout out to Ian Doki, and yeah, and we just went with it. But the reason why the reason why I even wanted to start it is because I was really. Do you know the when like apps are trying to sell you on like to get you to download it, you can like play a video, and it's always in this like flat 2D style, or it's like a business. It's like, here's why synergy is important, and it's like 2D, like everything's the same, right? I love that style, but hate what they're talking about. So I wanted to emulate that like 2D style that was like really easy to understand and like super digestible. But actually talk about stuff that mattered and that I was into. So that's why. When I was in school, I took this thing called Kitchen Chem, which is just you learn about why Coke and Mentos creates that like that reaction. And then you get to make your own ice cream. It's like it's very simple stuff like that. But you get to learn about chemistry through doing or through unconventional methods.
And you get ice cream,
and you get ice cream at the end of it, which is why anyone signs up for that class, to be honest. But yeah, shout out to Miss Walbaum who helped me out. But
shout out to everyone.
Shout out to all the teachers. But that's why I started it, because I figured that we could probably create something that mixes the two things that I love, art and science, and I don't have to go into a separate I don't have to go into one specific career. Like, I don't have to go into a science career. I don't have to go into an art career. You can do both. But
then how did the entire animation aspect get started? Was it literally you and Ian, going at it? Like, surely it wasn't.
No. So our I bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
I was friends with
Go on.
this. Well, one of my friends from college was an animator. He was actually in school for film, and I asked him if he was willing to create like a pilot for me, and we both worked on it together. And so I created like what Blocko was going to look like. Originally, he had arms attached to him, or his arms were attached to his body. It was very weird, and we kind of came up with this style, and it just kind of evolved from there. So it started with like one animator just working on it, and now I think we have like 3 who are working on the channel. Yeah, so it definitely morphed. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's like, I love that. I love hearing about stories of people, crafting things from the ground up and succeeding. It's just so motivational. I love that kind of I love that kind of stuff so much.
Mm-hmm.
Little wholesome boy. I've just been recently recently Sultan Sketches, Alex's Corner, and I, like, we're 3 Australian animators, and basically Sultan had, when he hit 500k, he did this meetup in Melbourne, and he's like, guys, everyone come along, and he organized it. And during the event, I had a good time. But in retrospect, I was like, dude, how did any of this work? So what he did was he just had like nothing organized. He just had a bunch of chips and cups and water bottles, but no tables. And so he just put a twister mat on the ground in the park and just put all the food and like chicken nuggets from KFC. I looked at him and I was like, yeah, I'm organizing the next one. And so now I'm like contacting all these venues, securing insurance, getting like all these flights booked and everything for us to tour around. And it is exhausting, right? It's
Wow.
stressful because I think that for me, and I think the first step is the hardest for you as well, Pat, where you just don't know if it will succeed at all, You're
Yeah.
just kind of going in blind. And it's like, I sincerely hope this doesn't fail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, can
Like-
I tell you a really funny story just bouncing off
What's
of
up?
the gathering that you're talking about?
What's up?
So I've been on YouTube since 2007. Like, it's when I started making videos, not on LifeNoggin, just on like a personal channel. And I have seen something. This is before VidCon. It was called the 789 Gathering, and a lot of people on YouTube don't know about this. But the 789 Gathering was the precursor to VidCon. If that didn't happen, VidCon would not exist. 789 was this gathering in New York City where all YouTubers from like all over came together in this one spot in New York City. And there was no booths. It wasn't in a venue. It was just in a park. And
Right.
no panels, just people just talking to each other. And it was organized by 3 YouTubers that I think combined maybe had like 60,000 subscribers, between the 3 of them. And they started this thing because they just started getting more and more attention. People started wanting to like come together and make this happen. But they did not expect it to blow up the way that it did. And you could look up videos on this. I'm sure people have talked about it before, or there's videos of people at this event, right? And I remember going to it and thinking, like, this just solidified, like, what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, you're telling me people from all over the world just came to a random part in the park. There was no sponsors. There was no panels. It was just people wanting to talk to each other and meet each other and get together. It was beautiful. And so fast forward to 2012, me and one of my friends, Dan Brown, who is a Pogo Bat, he's a YouTuber.
Right.
Me and him started a thing called the 7812 Gathering, which was just a direct ripoff. We were very clear about that. And we got a bunch of people together. We got a bunch of people together and met at this park and just chilled, right? I didn't know that you needed to get a permit. I had no idea. And during and during 789, they didn't know either, and had to get a YouTuber to like beg the state of New York to give them a last minute permit to like be at this spot, because I'm telling you, it was like hundreds of people showed up, and so with ours, like I was like, okay, we have to get a permit. So like the day before I was getting this rushed permit, I was figuring it out, and maybe I think 100, maybe 100 people showed up when we did it, and it was a beautiful experience, just meeting everybody. But it can go wrong so quickly. All it takes is one police officer to just like walk in and be like, no, you literally can't be here, and then everyone who paid money and paid for hotels is just gone. Sorry, that was very long-winded, but like that was before VidCon. This was like, it was just 789 was just this like beautiful experience.
Dude, what the heck? How did I not know about this?
A lot of people don't know. This was I feel like old YouTube and like new YouTube, there's like this weird spot in the middle where like all of us kind of got started, or a lot of like the animation community got started, where they don't know a lot of like the like past YouTube stuff.
Right. It's really it's funny you mentioned that, because whenever I talk to some of the newer YouTube channels, they don't even know that Domix and Susie were like the OGs. Mm-hmm. They were like, yeah, James has been up there since the beginning, right? It's like, no, he has not.
I have to say, like, when I watched a bunch of Domix and Susie when I was in high school. And I don't know if I've said this already on the podcast, but like I vividly remember watching Domix's videos and emailing him asking what fucking program he uses. Like, I was the person that I would later like despise. Like, it's in the description. Just read the fucking description. But like, I
love it.
and then that was high school, and then I went to college, and then I didn't stay on YouTube. I kind of thought I outgrew it. And now I'm back, and I'm like, oh yeah, Domix and Susie, and now everyone's like, whoa, James, and I'm like, oh, yeah, he's who? But like, and now there's all these people, and I'm like, oh, shit, I just felt like I was in a coma for like 5 years, and I wake up and I'm like, James, I'm like, who's James? I mean, I know James now, but like,
you recently got into YouTube. Like your channel's fairly new.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about a year.
Almost 2. Hasn't it already passed a year?
I mean, I posted my first video, like Illymation video, January of 2018, but it blew up in September of 2018. Yeah.
Right.
So
it's like 18 months. It's a little child. It's a little baby child.
And it's a thing where I just know bits and pieces of YouTube stuff, but mostly I just feel like I've been in a coma, and now I'm here.
It's been so cool to see your journey, Illy. Like it's been amazing.
I'm gonna volley the ball back in your court, Pat, because Pat called it. It was like this time.
Tooting.
No, it wasn't this time last year. It was like a few months before, and I was live streaming, and I was actually working on my Chick-fil-A video, and LifeNoggin entered the chat, and I was trying to keep my cool because I was like, why the hell is LifeNoggin in my chat? Like, I just saw the blue check mark, and I was like, I watched this person's videos. Why are they on my 2,000 subscriber hobby channel? And I also thought like you guys were just like a company or something. It seems so official. So I was like, why does the CEO want to take me out to lunch?
CEO Pat Griosi.
There's no ad, just Griosi. And then then we like hung out, and you were just so supportive. I told you like, I'm making this video about like work harassment. You were like, do it, shut up, do it. And I was like, are you sure? And you were like, do it. And then you were there when it was blowing up, and we were all hanging out, and I remember I passed 10,000 subscribers, and we were outside, and you said, 1 milli illy, I'm calling it. And I was like, Pat, like,
1 milli illy? I love it. I love that.
You called it, and it was like over a year ago. And then, I mean, you called it too, Maaz. Like, I have it pinned on my first video. I don't know, but it just, passing the ball back to Pat. It's like, Pat was like there like my absolute first like YouTube friend, and I'm so thankful that you were my first YouTube friend because I think so many well, you and Sam, remember you guys came over to my apartment back like 2 apartments ago, and we'd go to the beach and like we played some game in my living room. It was so wholesome, and a lot of people when they start YouTube or start it like seriously or anything, I feel like a lot of people go through the motions of making a lot of bad friends at first and like kind of getting screwed over a lot. But sincerely thanks to you, and then you introducing me to Ian, like I have been so taken care of.
Hell yeah.
It's insane, and I'm so grateful for it.
Can I just say, I'm just continuing this heartfelt podcast right now. There's certain people that you talk to and you before you even see their work, right, where you just know that you are being introduced to somebody very special, and Illy was definitely one of those people. And then I saw your work, and then I was like, wow, okay, so it just not only you're the most like the nicest person I've ever met. Your videos are so good. The videos are so good, but you have this kind of this style, or this like really this want to educate in the same way that I do, where you want to use animation as a tool to convey whatever it is that you want to be teaching people, and I think that's super important. So anytime I have a conversation with anyone that wants to do the same thing, I'm always just like enthralled the whole time, and it's a really beautiful thing. So thank you for your art and for what you've done. Saying this publicly.
They're cuties.
This is so wholesome. Oh my god.
Pat and I go way back. I just
remember
love
when
that
we
I can
started
say
this
that.
thing about tobacco, and then
We're like telling Pat to shut the fuck up about pizza, and I'm like, Pat's the nicest person I ever fucking met. He can eat whatever he wants. I don't care.
dude,
That's character arc
Alyssa,
right
you actually
there.
do have me pinned. What the heck? This is so wholesome. What the heck is this?
Illy, I'm gonna hug the shit out of you when I see
You
you
have me
next.
pinned in the first
I have
video.
you pinned on my first video because you said like,
I didn't.
go see it. It's on my flying video. Actually,
I 100%. I know. I remember saying this because I did think you were gonna go places. I just didn't think you would pin it. That's
I
crazy.
pinned it, yeah, and I think I put something. I think I commented and I said this aged well, lol, or something like that.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, read it
and
off.
literally, you replied immediately saying, "Thanks, dude. I'll keep at it." And then 5 months ago, you were like, "This comment has aged better than any cheese or wine in the world." I'm crying in the
Yes.
club.
Aw.
This kind of goes into something that I tweeted a couple of days ago, but it was about like gatekeeping in art, and I think about like all the people that wanted to start something or wanted to start YouTube channels and then got discouraged from somebody, or like somebody said something to them that's like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't, and it makes me
Wait, did
so
you?
angry. Like I just start thinking about like you guys, all of us, like any person that just like stuck with it, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure people like either said something discouraging or
Of course.
or was not as excited about the idea as you were, or maybe said like, oh well, you can't do it this way because like this is how everyone else is doing it. And I just imagine and I imagine all the people who are just like, oh okay, I guess I won't do it, and all of like the great art that like we're missing out on because someone decided to gatekeep an entire medium. Screw
100%.
those people.
You meet one of the people that was a friend?
Yeah, Rush's friend used to do that to Rush.
Yeah.
And didn't they reach out to you as well?
Yeah,
They
they
were like,
did.
"Hey."
When we posted the Game Grumps animation, they messaged me on Twitter and like, "Hey, this is so and so. We used to play Xbox together. I'm so sorry. We used to be dicks to you, saying you can't do it on YouTube." But yeah, and he's like, "I known him for like 3 years or whatever, or something like that." And he's like, "We were dicks to you. We said you couldn't make it, made fun of you, but you made it. You proved us wrong. I'm happy for you, man." And I said, "Thank you." And in my heart, I'm like, "You son of a bitch."
I hate you.
He's like, "Don't be." I hold grudges, bro.
It's so funny how fast they come crawling back, man. That's like, I had friends, and like, they were friends, but they were kind of toxic in the same thing. It's like, oh, you're gonna do YouTube? Shut the hell up, bro, loser. And then when I started blowing up, they came back to like, bro, I'm so proud of you, man. I knew you could do it. I was like, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up, all right? You
now they
absolute...
always say congratulations.
Holy moly, I'm Post Malone, actually.
Whoa, dude, it's an honor.
Dude, it's okay.
Honor
Bad
to
out.
Mr. Post.
I don't smell. I've got a musk. It's been such a pleasure because like I'm an oldie. I don't obviously this entire YouTube journey has always been on the side for me as I do my career, my degree and everything. But it's always been such a pleasure to see new rising creators, and that's what I love. It's just finding new creators and watching them rise is like one of the best things ever, right? And I'll do anything that I can to help out. Like even like literally, I'll be like thumbnails, scripts, collabs. Hit me up, and I'll try to help out as much as I can. And then like literally I think we mentioned this before, but watching people reinvent the entire medium, like going outside storytime animation to like one of my favorites now is Dan Plan, with the entire hypothetical format. And okay, Pat, I'm gonna bring this up to you a little bit, but one of my favorite channels that I was devastated to hear was not gonna be a thing was Friends with Answers.
Yes.
I used to watch every single episode religiously.
I loved Friends with Answers. And okay, just quick update on that, because I know I don't want this to be a tangent, but like we stopped the channel because we just couldn't get monetized. Like there was no button to get monetized, and it for the longest time just didn't show up, even though we met the qualifications. That's the reason it costs too much for us to do it, to get a video out every week. So
wait, are you still waiting to get monetized, or did you shut down the
no
channel?
So the channel's still up, but it was the day after, or maybe like 3 days after we said like, no, we can't do it anymore, we put up our final video. We got a fucking notification in the YouTube backend that's like, congratulations, like you're approved for monetization. And we were like,
I hate YouTube monetization.
I was so
You want to bring it back? Then you can bring it back.
We can.
Season 2.
Yeah, we can. And I was thinking about maybe, and this, I haven't talked about this either to anybody, but we were thinking about bringing it back as just a podcast for now, and then seeing if anyone wants to like fund it so that we can animate it again. But yeah, because animation obviously takes time, you guys know, and I want it to come back. Anyway, keep going.
I get it. I get the entire monetization. This is literally what the Voice Chat podcast is. Like, we're still in debt. We're not. I think at this point we're barely breaking even, despite still being in debt. But the only thing that's kind of pushing this through is that I love this thing. You know what I mean? I love having this podcast. We're episode 19 now. We've been doing this for a year and a bit now. Holy moly, right? Like, it's just pure willpower and stubbornness that's keeping this going.
Yeah.
As most things.
I feel bad for any up and coming creators though, like any YouTuber that are, trying to do animation at least. If they do that, they have to post like millions of videos. It's like a 6-minute video
to get 4,000 watch hours.
Yeah, it's like impossible.
But the thing is also, like, I think one of the things that you unconditionally have to accept is that you will probably not make as much money doing animation as probably other forms of content on YouTube.
Correct.
Right now, like, to be frank, like, my primary source of income is sponsorships that I get, because AdSense doesn't cut it.
Same.
Yeah, it's posted once a month. It's just not going to, right?
And it's like, if the video does amazing, then like, cool. Now you can pay rent with your AdSense, but.
And it's like people always argue that like, yeah, but you get more views, and that's true. But a channel that gets 30,000 views, or like let's say 100,000 views every few days, in total for a month, that's like millions. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just it's hard to compete with that.
We have the legacy views, but.
I think with all of this though, like if we're just taking monetization out of the equation, like, which I know is impossible for some people, but like, I don't want to discourage anyone who is maybe listening who wants to get into animation and wants to create a YouTube channel. That like, I would say please do it and worry about getting paid later.
Yeah.
Just please, for the love of God, don't not make art. Please just make art and upload it.
And don't quit your
It's
day
like
job.
an investment. Like, I mean, unfortunately, it's a matter of like one video of yours has to blow up, and that will get you the watch time you need to monetize.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, but yeah, until then, it's a hobby. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket, like, gunning to get monetized and, like, not have a job or not have anything else going on in your life. Like, yeah, do art. Don't not do art.
And the videos that you make, I mean, they help people.
Yeah,
And you made stuff before monetization.
Yeah, just for fun. Like, straight up for fun.
And I think that's awesome. Somebody
Yeah,
help
I
that
think that's
dog.
Sorry.
That's the crux of everything, right? So everyone asks, like, Maaz, you know, you've got 2 things you're doing, you know, why do you still do it? And it's like, because I actually love animation. Like, that's the underlying, like, no matter how much I whinge, like, it's gonna take so long and this is taking so long, whatever, I love it, you know. That's why I keep going. That's why I've done it in the past. It's just a creative outlet because I need one, right?
Right.
And it's just a pure coincidence that people liked watching it, you know. I would have done it had I even had 30,000 now or even 1,000 subs. I probably would have still done it, albeit perhaps a little slower because there's no pressure to pleasing an audience. But I think if you have that as the intention, where the primary goal or the primary motivation as to why you're doing something is because you want to, and it's something that makes you fulfilled to do so, that's probably what's going to sustain it in the long run. If you are going into animation, you know, with the intent, intent of money and fame and YouTube clout, listen, like, you can go for it, like 100% go for it, but like, you know, I guess I think it's temper your expectations to a realistic level. I think. Yeah.
I think that's what makes us all humble.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just saying, back to that like VidCon part, like Pat was saying, everyone just hanging out and just having a good time. I think if we all just know the struggle and just having a good time animating and stuff.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's like there's no way you can fake your way into having a successful YouTube animation channel, which I know plenty of haters will say otherwise, but it's like, if you don't have the passion to draw, and obviously if you're not practicing drawing, if you're not looking into, you know, working on a video, making good things, writing good stories, like, that's, like, anyone can sit in front of a camera. Well, I mean, I can't, but a lot of people can sit in front of a camera. Like, a camera is something that, like, you can buy and you can make a video. But with animation, it's like, you need the software, you need to know how to draw, you need to know how to write a good story. And so that, I think, really weeds out anyone who's disingenuous, and that's why I think the animation
there's a high bar of
so...
entry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not
There's
to
a high bar of entry, yes.
Yeah, there's a very high bar of entry. And it's not to say, like, any other genre is, like, shit, because, like, they get to upload more. They totally get to be, you know, they get to do more. And then we really have to commit to one thing a month, which, like, really sucks. But it does make for hardworking, very genuine people, very empathetic people. And so that makes the community really nice and close. I don't know any other community that's like this. You know?
All right,
just think about it.
Comes, you know what? I'm gonna be a devil's advocate now.
Here we
you know
go.
what I mean? I gotta play this card, right?
Please.
So I agree with you 100%. Like, because there's such a high bar of entry, it kind of weeds out a lot of people who are perhaps coming into this for a maybe ulterior motive, or maybe not as positive of a motive, right? I think another thing, though, that also kind of results in is a lot of pride that results per every animation that they make, right? So they with other channels, if you were to say, "Oh, I hate your videos," they're like, "Okay, you know, it's not me though. It's like I'm a different person." Whereas with animation, if you say, like, "I don't like your animation," that like hits you. That like hits you
like,
in your
so
heart.
Hard on it, and that's all I have.
Like, I like cried over. You know what I mean? And so, unfortunately, like, I'm thankful that I've been here enough to realize this, but like animation on like the videos themselves are not reflective of the people whatsoever, right?
No.
So people can have different maybe not different personas, but a different facet or aspect of their real life persona in their videos, right?
Share fucking everything on YouTube.
Exactly. And so one of the things that I've been unfortunate to see is that either overconfidence in work. So for example, channels will blow up and then they'll be like, guys, look, I'm a famous animator on YouTube.
Oh.
And in my heart, I'm just like, I don't like you as a person. You know what I mean? Like this, and like what you're doing right here, I don't like what you're just doing right now. You know what I mean? Because like, I get in the end, YouTube cares about numbers, but in the end, we're all just like people trying to do our best. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna blow up and act like I don't know nobody.
Yeah, right.
Can I say, Maaz,
Yeah, I don't know.
to your point, right? And
Yeah.
I agree, but also I think that there is something really cool about the fact that right now there aren't a lot of people who are thinking beyond, like in the animation community, there aren't a lot of people right now who are thinking beyond like the next animation that they're gonna make. They're the next like piece that they're gonna make. And that's fine. If all you want to do is make art and you also get paid for it, that's great. But there aren't a lot of people who are wanting to turn what they are doing into a company or turning what they're doing into like a fully fledged, like realized business, like an animation studio or something like that. And I think that there's so much room for that right now, and I also think that it's totally okay if you go into it thinking like, I want to have my own animation studio, I want to get 5 million subscribers, I want to be the most subscribed like YouTuber as far as animation on the platform. Like, I think that's great if you want to go into it and think that way beyond just uploading. Obviously, don't be an asshole. Obviously, don't discourage people. You know, obviously, be kind to everyone they meet and be humble. But yeah, I think that there's something right now that or there's something to be said about like the animation community and like what comes after, what is beyond what exists right now. And I have no idea. I just think it's really cool that there is so much room for growth in an already occupied space.
It's just exciting, you know? Like, it really is. 2 years ago, it was all story time. And then that, like, you know, just 2 years. I know it's like sounds like a long time, but it's not. It's really not, especially with animation when you make, like, 10 videos. But it's like now we have, like, I don't want to, I'll shout people out, actually, who cares? But Andre Turbio with, like, the entire drama aspect. God. And I know we talked about Damn Plan, and we talked about, like, all these educational channels that are coming. It's just so good.
Paul.
And the thing is, like, I want to talk to you, Pat, afterwards, because I have my own venture that I'm doing right now, right?
Please.
And I'd be curious. It'll be good.
Hell yeah.
I know. It'll be fun. I'm so hopeful. You know what I mean? Like, let's see how long my optimism and hopefulness lasts until I become a cynical old kraut. You know what I mean? We'll see. Well, see, Pat, you're not cynical yet. And it's been, 12 years since you've started making YouTube videos? So.
Yeah, I've been on this platform for a while. I'm very
old. Dude, no, he's wise, right? He's wise. Pat's like
No, I'm old.
Like
I'm old.
sensei.
I'm old. You could say old. That's totally okay. I will always be optimistic about what? I will always be optimistic about making art, and I will always be optimistic about not the platform YouTube, because I'm not going to be optimistic about the website. I'm optimistic about video, and I'm optimistic about art and animation, and I will never, ever be cynical about it, because that does literally fucking nothing. It does nothing to be cynical and passive-aggressive about the space that you're in. I mean, you could have your gripes, and you could want them to be changed, but, like, being discouraging and just being, like, a negative source of energy in a space where everyone's just trying to fucking express themselves, it's like you're doing nothing but a disservice. Like, I'm not saying you can't be sad or like make art that is sad or you know, like voice your concerns about stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't help at all to be negative about the thing that you are doing,
Yeah.
like the space
see
that you
that.
are in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like the same energy when people say like, "Yo, that's cringe." It's like, "You're cringe. You're the worst." You know what I mean? Like,
people make art. Doesn't matter how they're just fucking let people do it.
just beat them up, Pat. Go wild, okay?
someone right now.
I'm so because I just see it so much, and it's like it just let people enjoy things. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Amen.
And that's why
Amen.
I don't know, like I don't see it a lot, but I know it's there. You know, with younger kids who are very inspired by animation channels, you know, they try to do it as they should, try to do things. And oh man, I have seen a few times like someone will like send somebody a fan art, and some other fan will comment like, "This is bad."
Dude, that's annoying.
I just
I
can't.
hate that.
I'm like, oh my god, it's and then it just why? And I know it's like a fellow
Yeah.
other 9-year-old, but it's also like, oh come on, they're emulating a bad behavior. Like why? Oh.
I hate it when like people draw a group of people and they're like, "Oh, where's this person?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Jen animation?
Yeah.
When I see those group drawings that anyone does, I sit back and go like, holy shit, this has to take forever. Because I can't stand drawing group drawings.
Yeah.
You have to look up so many different references, and so and so's like, "Where's so?" I'm like, you shut the fuck up, and I retweet. I block it.
I do you have no idea how much I'm gonna get sappy? Oh boy, you have
God.
no idea how much
Sap it up, Patty.
meant to me
Sappy Grossi.
when.
Pat Sappy Grossi.
Yeah, that's me. You have no idea how much it meant to me when I saw the first time that I was included in one of those group animation drawings as Blocko.
Oh,
I'm not kidding. I cried. I really fucking cried.
Oh,
we
Because
gotta do more.
I saw.
make more.
I know. I wanted to be genuine. If you actually like me, put it in. But like, I saw that, and I already felt included in like the animation community. But I saw that I was like, somebody likes that channel and that character enough to put me next to freaking legends. Like people who are so like they're monoliths in this community, and I'm there, and I was like, oh my god, my heart, I will never forget that feeling. And I'm just saying, anytime that happens past the first time, it's still the same feeling. I get so freaking happy, and I appreciate it so much because it doesn't need to happen. You literally don't need to do it.
Yep.
Fan art doesn't
like
need...
literally, that's like all the fan art. Like there are moments in which sometimes fan art I'm like, yeah, okay, this is like stock standard, but then I'll sit and I'll be like, this person spent hours of their day making this. You know what I
They
mean?
didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have just eaten like pizza, like you could have
Or
done
pizza from
anything.
not New York, but the point still stands.
Yeah.
Especially New York.
All right, I'm going back to negative, Pat. Fuck all y'all.
and the thing is, like, recently on Instagram, I'm so sorry, Alyssa. Go on.
Pat, have you been recognized yet in real life?
Ooh.
Because I want that to happen for you so bad. I want to witness.
I'll be honest. It has happened twice, but they only recognized me because I was wearing a hat that had Blocko on it, and they recognized the character. And then when I spoke, they were like, "You're from the channel." It has no one has been like, "You're Pat" yet. That hasn't happened yet.
Yes. Guys, make it happen.
VidCon 2019.
Find where he lives, dox him. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that.
Oh no! I love that. Like, VidCon 2019 is like Pat's time. We're gonna parade him around and be like, you know Pat.
Heck
And they're gonna be like, wait,
You
I
guys?
do. And you go, Pat, remember the name, remember the face. This is Pat. And you walk
You guys
away.
are too fucking nice to me.
You make a
Please.
shiv out of a shitty pizza, which is great.
100%. Oh my god.
It's so like
Here we were being nice.
You just make a shiv and you're like, remember this face.
Dude, it's so crazy because like somebody recently said, okay, once again going back into like more cynical / pessimistic Maaz, right?
Oh, perfect.
Like I was in a server of smaller animators, and one of them said, "Guys, I think the animation trend's dying. No one's being as popular. Everyone's taking breaks." And I was like, "Have you seen like everyone getting on trending at all
Everyone's
recently.
on
Like
trending. Circle
literally,
King's on trending right now.
Adam's growth, like view velocity
Oh my
for his
God.
newest video was better than Cody Ko's, and I was
Saw
like,
that.
bro,
He got, like,
that is like
Yes.
crazy.
Adam's like on fire right now.
Yeah. And, like it's so many people are on fire, and I
Billy.
live for it.
And
We
Illy.
got on
Alyssa.
trending.
I got twending.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
for
animation
it.
community is not dying at all. Like YouTube,
No,
YouTube
it's
is
going into different areas. Sorry.
yeah. No, it is. It is going into different areas. It's expanding. There is nothing about it that is slowing down. You might see channels that used to have like 5 million views a video not have that anymore, but that's natural with, any channel.
Yeah, that's anything.
But there's so many and this just goes back to what I was talking about before of like anyone should, if they want to, should get into it and not worry about like money or whatever. Get into it because think of how many of those people started that weren't doing it for money, that were just doing it because they really wanted to do it and turned it into what they have now.
Yeah. To a business.
And they turned into a business or even just a personal hobby that happens to make you $20,000 a month or something.
Yearly.
Yeah. I think it's a beautiful thing, and it's not slowing down. It really isn't. It's just gonna morph.
It's
into,
evolving.
Yeah, it's evolving.
Right.
That's what it is.
And I think it's worthwhile. If you want to do YouTube, if you want to do anything creative, go for it. There's no reason not to.
No, don't
Do
do
it, you
yeah.
won't.
Yeah,
you
do
won't.
it.
Do it. That's a summary. Do it. You won't.
No balls.
Make a shiz out of her Reese's Pieces. Like, do what you want.
I'm gonna fold a slice of New York pizza, put it in the freezer, and then sharpen it into a frickin' knife.
Just a knife.
This is all of us.
sure
All of
The
us.
lack of sauce really helps it out, just really kind
If
of.
you're listening right now,
Okay.
all of us are threatening you with love to start a channel and to make
pepperoni.
animations. We're threatening you.
That's the fan art. It's all 5 of us just surrounding this one person with a shiv.
Like, make art. Do what you
all
want.
have-
Do it.
we all have
Do it, you
hearts.
won't.
Do you want?
We all just have hearts and
All right.
knives just pointing at this like faceless like person.
They're all crying.
And that's love.
Oh, God.
That's love. What a perfect way to end
And
it.
with that love, I think we might wrap up the podcast here.
Wrap up the
All right. I just want to say thank you so much for Pat and Alyssa for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
appreciate it.
Sorry if I talked a lot.
No problems. And
Wow.
once again, just reiterating, you can find us on SoundCloud and iTunes, and support us on Patreon if you want to. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye. All right. And logging off now.